Here we go again, guys. So we have a whole nother round of hand planes that just came in the shop, and some of these are in really excellent condition. Some of them are kind of strange. This is an Ohio Tool hand plane. It's a ton making plane, and this is the first one that I have that has this weird handle on it. It's not weird, but it is different from any other hand plane that I have in this corner, except for those up there. But this isn't like them. So obviously we got to get some of these cleaned up so that we can figure out what they are, who made them, where they're going, and get them up ready for action and being able to use them. Let's go. So I went ahead and got all of these separated. Well, all of them except for that one. That thing doesn't want to come apart. That wedge is stuck in there, so we'll work on that. But we've gotten all of these other ones separated, and they're all in really good condition. I have an actual almost matching set between these two right here. They were both by Mock Ridge and Son, or Mook Ridge and Son out of Newark, New Jersey. So these two will be staying with me and staying together. Got another ton plane right here, a grooving plane, some by H. Chapman. So now that we've gotten them all separated, we need to go ahead and clean all the irons up, and then we'll go ahead and get the planes cleaned. So I'm just going to use a Scotch-Brite right now to try to get most of the rust off. I don't feel like waiting for hours for evaporust or something else to have its chemical reaction. So we're going to go ahead and do that chemical reaction ourselves. Went ahead and got all of the irons completely cleaned up, and I think now I'm going to go through all of them and put on some of this bluing so it takes away some of that shininess and kind of cleans it up in between the discoloration from where rust was, where it wasn't. And so we'll do that and see what they look like after. So we are doing it a bit different than I've done it in the past. I've actually got a paintbrush, and I'm just dipping it in the actual solution, and you can actually see it just change right away painting this on. And you just let it kind of go in there, and you want to make sure that you get all the sides so that everything looks uniform in color. And after less than 10 minutes, there you go, we can see that we've gotten them all changed, and they all look the same, look like they have been forged with like a little darker of a color, and they aren't nice and shiny anymore, like they've been restored. So what we will end up doing is eventually we'll go through these and get them sharpened. Won't be happening in this video because that's going to take a little while. But this should be good enough to try them all out and get them on some wood. So now we'll turn our attention over to the body of the planes. Right here you can see that they all need a little bit of TLC. They're all a little bit darker. Some of them are dirty. This one's pretty clean, and so is that one on the end. So they won't need much work. I don't think there's anything wrong, like broken anything on these, and I've got them all in line to match what irons they have up on my workbench. So we're just going to start with this one, clean up the wedge, and then put them together. And for cleaning, we have some boiled linseed oil and turpentine mixed up in this jar right here. And in this one we have boiled linseed oil, turpentine, and some beeswax in this one. And when I apply the wax, I do it all by hand, and when I do the cleaning, I use like a Scotch-Brite pad, something like that. It's not too abrasive. I don't use sandpaper on them. So that's my method of cleaning. So I've got a board right here. Practiced some dovetails on it a long time ago, and it kind of fits perfect onto my leg. And this is where I do all of my work. And pretty much what I do is I just lay up a hand plane body on my leg, and then take the turpentine boiled linseed oil mix. Try not to drip it on my leg at all, and just kind of keep it on a heavier coat, and I just rub it in, and I try not to let it dry before wiping off all the debris. That way I'm wiping off all the nastiness that's on there and not letting it just sit in there and re-dry again. So I usually do only one side at a time, get it cleaned up, and then I use paper towels. Don't use any kind of rag, because rags will actually leave the little fibers in there and it gets all nasty. So there's one side cleaned up, and you can tell how dirty it was before. So this one's probably going to be a darker plane. This will end up drying, and then when we put the wax on it, it will re-darken up. So here is a grooving plane, and very nice condition already. I've already gone over the body and cleaned it up. Actually had some like tar-ish kind of stuff right here that the turpentine boiled linseed oil mix took it completely off. There's a couple spots right here and then a couple right here. I'm not sure exactly what it was. It wasn't really paint. It was more or less like a tar. And it took it off with just a little bit of scrubbing. And just wanted to show you guys that with this plane, we have this little skate right here. And I've actually ran into more problems trying to remove the skates and reinstall them. So what I've started doing is, if it's going to be a user just in my shop, I go ahead and just leave it on here. Go over it just like this with my pad, and try to get whatever rust off I can get. And then just wipe it off just the same, and just leave it as is, just like that. You can come back over it, really clean it up if you wanted to with some sandpaper over the top of everything, and then you could probably hit it up with some of that bluing liquid again. And if you have all the rust off, you can hit it up with the bluing liquid, because then it would look all uniform. If you try to do it without removing the rust, it won't look good. It won't look good at all. It'll look very odd. The bluing solution won't take to the rust. So I've just started leaving it, and gives it a little bit of character, as they would say. And this one's going to be a user in my shop, so that's why I'm not too concerned about getting it completely clean. If I was to sell it, I'd undo all the screws, pull it off, redo all the metal, and make sure it's all clean, and then reinstall. But that's not a bad plane as is right there. So let's go ahead and this one's a little bit darker one. It's got some stuff going on. A piece of the chunk of wood has been taken out right there, but this one's pretty rough in its coloration and stuff like that. So let's go ahead and I'll fast forward it or speed up, you guys, and we'll see what we can do with this one. So all the hand plane bodies are completely cleaned up now, and we'll go ahead and run through them, hit them all up with some wax real quick. All the wedges have also been done real quick, and those took maybe 10 minutes to do all of them. And we'll wax them. That'll take about another half hour, if that, and then we'll get them put together and see what they look like and try out a few. And one of the things that I have found out about using the wax is that the goal isn't to put on a lot of wax on it and just kind of get it soaked in or whatever. The goal of it is to put on a nice thin layer, and then when you get your paper towel, you take it and you remove it and scrub it really fast, and it kind of works it back into the wood and kind of polishes it up, and it doesn't leave weird film on it. And also when you're doing your wedges, I've said this in another video recently, is that you can clearly see a mark right here that sits inside of the body of the hand plane and the one that sits outside of the body. Only wax the part that is outside of the body. If you wax this part that's inside, it won't seat correctly, and as you're planing, it'll want to pop out the wedge. It'll cause issues with how far your iron is inside your body, all sorts of stuff. So just remember to pay attention to how far you're actually waxing on your wedge. With about 3 hours into this total, I have all 9 of these planes completely cleaned up, and the irons are all cleaned up. The only thing I haven't done to these is sharpen the irons on them, which you know, that might be for another day, or as I use them I might just go ahead and sharpen them. But they look fantastic now. They aren't all dingy and grimy anymore, so that's nice. We're gonna pick out a couple and just try them on some 2x4 studs and see what happens. Maybe they'll be sharp enough to use right now. All right, now I think I have the iron out far enough. There we go. I'm running into one of these stupid knots on this thing. Making some nice shavings with it, at least, where I can at least get to it. Just right here at the very beginning. I don't want to take it through that knot and damage the plane or the iron. Yeah, it keeps on jamming up right here. Went ahead and found a piece of 2x4 that has absolutely no knot in it. And I figured since we made a groove, why don't we try out a ton plane. And this one is a Union Factory warranted by H. Chapin. Let's see if you guys can see that one. Oh, where's that? Somewhere right in there. And it says number 173, and it's got a 33 stamped on the back as well. Looks like this is a 1-inch. So let's try to see what this one does. Well, we know what it does. We just got to see how it... Oh, I might have it too far out now. Alright, maybe we'll get lucky this time. I got a little bit done right there. So, let's... come on. Oh, gotta love this crappy 2x4s. So it's not cutting all the way on both of them. Let's go ahead and go a little bit deeper. All right, let's see what that's gonna do. It's just gonna peel right apart with this one. Oh, I don't have a good hold on it either. It's actually taking a fairly heavy shaving. But that is the Union Factory ton plane. Next up on the chopping block I'm going to try is this last one, and it's this beading plane. And it has a very faint stamp on it. I can't tell what the tool manufacturer is, but it's from Amherst, Massachusetts. And this one is also in very good condition, especially now that we've gone through it. And we'll take it for this last run over here, and we'll see what it does. Alright, so there you guys can see we have a nice little bead right there. And a nice little groove, a nice little bead. And it's a nice little plane. So I have a lot of beading planes, so this one will probably go back up for auction on eBay or a local sale or something. I have quite a few of the beading planes. But I'll probably keep the two matching hollow and round. So we got that one and that one that we'll probably keep. And then the ton and the grooving plane. Probably that one as well. And that one. Maybe that one and that one. Maybe we'll just sell only that one. So thanks guys for stopping by and checking out. Cleaning up a whole nother set of hand planes, getting quite a collection here. If you guys want to see some more in-depth stuff on these, let me know in the comments down below. I've got this Ohio tools that we saw at the very beginning that we need to get worked on and figure out why the wedge won't come out. And then I have a super cool double wedge plane that we're going to be going into on another video. And just looking at what that can do, how cool that is. That's my first double iron, I guess you would call it. So pretty excited about restoring that one and getting that one into use. Thanks guys for watching. If you guys enjoyed the video, go ahead and hit that thumbs up button. Man, my hands have really gotten dirty doing this hand plane work. Thanks for watching. Thumbs up button. I'll see you guys in the next video.